Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome. Today is a Flosstube, my Flosstube number 70 something. I think 77. I'm not positive. And it's been a week. So my car is getting repainted, part of it, little part, because a little piece of paint had come off and I think somebody encouraged it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be without a car for 3 days. So I've been doing things. And last week I was running around a lot, which I will get into. And if you can hear music or TV, my dad and my son are both awake and home at the same time, which is really cool for them. And they are enjoying some guy time, watching some war or something. I don't know. It's a guy thing. I understand girls like that kind of stuff too. Once in a while I'll watch it, but it just isn't me. But my dad enjoys it, and so does my son. So I told him, don't worry about it. I'll film with it, and if they can hear it, well, that's okay. And so I have a lot of stuff. I am going to show you, let me see where to start. I have FFOs, I have a finish, I have stuff I made for the Etsy site, I have haul for market, I have other haul because of my FFOs. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'll start with the FFOs. This is Let Heaven and Nature Sing by Sweet Wing Studio. I finished it very simply. This has a blackboard underneath it, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I picked this up at the dollar store, and I just stained it and put the stitching in it, which was easier said than done. It still looks crooked to me, even though I straightened it and straightened it and straightened it, and I finally just said, I don't care anymore, because I was just going to ruin it. And so, see, because this bottom thing isn't straight, it does go like this, and the writing isn't straight. It's, intended to just kind of be, like music. So I went by the lines on the Ada. So theoretically it is straight, but I don't know. I was having a devil of a time with it. Oh well, it's finished. So there is that. And I don't know. It might be a little too simple. I might want to put like a little ribbon or something, but probably will just leave it like this. For the next one, that one I got glue all over my hands because I was having so much trouble with it. And I did glue it down. A lot of times I can't think of the name, where you use needle and thread. I didn't this time. So, yeah. But here's the second one. This is a frame. This is DMC's Black Whale. And this is a frame that I picked up at Target. And it has a slot here. It had 3 little sayings that on little cardboard boards that you could pull in and out. And I just put one of those with some blue fabric. And I had to glue this in. It won't go in and out with this on it, but because I was like, well, do I want to be able to just switch it out with something? No, I'm not going to switch it out. And then these are little fish that I got at the dollar store, and I stained them black, and then I put this shiny stuff on them. I thought briefly about trying to make them look like orca, but I decided in the end that the fish don't look like that, so it didn't make any sense to do that. It's not like they have little fins up here or anything, so they're just glued on. And this is just a little starfish charm. Yeah, and I put a little glaze of this same blue. It's hard to see, except in person. Maybe you can see it there. Yeah, but mostly it just looks black. So, yeah. And this frame has a sawtooth hanger already on it, which is over here. And I still decided I liked using this frame. So yeah. So that's my other FFO this week. And then I have a finish. This is Honeybee by Stitching with the Housewives, finished with the called for on 14 count black Ada. My dog has decided to join me. She likes to be with me when I'm doing this, so now she's mad because she doesn't fit. Come here, baby. It's okay. Come on. Oh. Just don't lie on my stitching, okay? And don't lie on that. Okay. All right. So I didn't do a lot of stitching other than the Honeybee. Now that crosses off one of my Whip Go projects for this month, number 15. So done. And then I decided to go ahead and start on my Whip Go number 21. This is Halloween Gnomes, designed by Ursula Michael. Cool, huh? Yeah, so cute. So I finished the middle gnome, and I decided to go ahead and do the back stitch on him right away. And as I was doing that, I realized I must have run out of thread or something, so I didn't do like 2 or 3 stitches of this color for the beard. So I just went ahead and started it. This connects to the beard of the next guy. So I just went ahead and just stitched that in a little bit, and then I'm going to finish with the back stitching. So that's not a lot, and I had planned on the nose and the mouth. This color is only used on the noses and the mouths of the gnomes, and I don't think it's anywhere else. And I was going to put that in last on all of them. But when I decided to do the back stitching, you know, as I went, basically, then I said, well, I better put that in. Isn't he cute? And what I'm going to do is on the pattern, since I'm doing the back stitching, I'm going to go ahead and this is the beard that I have already started over here. So while I'm doing the back stitching, I'm going to go ahead and do this back stitching, and maybe these bats, I don't know, but that connects to his hat, and that'll allow me to go down, and I think that'll be easier than, you know, starting somewhere in his beard and trying to figure out which way to go and all that. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I went ahead and did this little star here. Star, I don't know what it is, this little thing. And so I'm thinking that, you know, that'll give me a good point for doing this and this and get these little bats in. That way the counting won't be as challenging. What you see here is just leftover threads that because I'm still backstitching. So that's what that is. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, is go ahead and use that backstitching to help me get to the next guy. And I'll just keep doing that. So there is that. Okay, and then the only other stitching I did was on my berry sow. Still working on Hop into Spring, because I worked on Honeybee and Halloween Gnomes, and I worked on Halloween Gnomes for a long time yesterday. I was so happy working on it, and I worked on this some here and there, including when we were filming our Three Sisters Creative video the other day. But here's my progress. I went ahead and decided to use the called for blue. It is the only called for that I'm doing at all on this project. But I'm really happy with it. Now, there's 2 more of these little clover things right here. And I'm going to make the flower pink instead of the oyster. And I'm going to have to look at scupper mug, which is what's called for the leaves on... You can't see it on the picture. Stop it. You can't see it on the picture, but there's a flower-ish thing here and then leaves on either side, and it is a different green than this. And I don't know if I want to go ahead and use the green that I used for... I didn't bring it here with me. For... it was frog's legs for the other one. I think it won't look good with that color of green, but scupper mug might look good, and I do have that. So I might go ahead and use the called for on those leaves. Or I have a Weeks Dye Works thread called Pistachio that I almost used for Spring Has Sprung. I almost used it for that, and it's much more variegated than Frog's Legs is. I might use that. I'm going to lay threads over and see what I like best, and that's what I'll use. So, because since I'm using different colors, I have to, I have to decide what'll work. Anyway, I'm happy with the little birds. This is not the called for red. That was supposed to be cognac, and it's kind of an orangey color, and I like it better red. So, yeah. And I'm excited about starting the new one. I may work on this today instead of Halloween Gnomes. I'm not positive. I haven't taken out my sewing machine since Friday. And, well, Friday? Yeah, I don't know. Because I had to put my sister's coat in timeout, and I was going to work on something else, and then I just, it's been one of those weeks. And I'll show you why. Don't lick things. So, I knew I'm going to move things so that I know what I've already talked about. So, just a second. Seriously, dog? Pardon. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you right now about our Etsy site, Three Sisters Creative. We had a giveaway on the Three Sisters Creative YouTube channel because we had reached a milestone. So my sister made these as part of the giveaway. But she made another set. They're coasters. And she made a second set for our Etsy site. So they're up. And then my sister and I, Beth and I, were saying, well, you know what? We have all of these beads and all these charms that we keep buying, and we never use them. And Beth wanted to make some St. Patrick's Day one. By the way, happy St. Patrick's Day. You know, it's already the 15th. So, and as you recall, I did the project bag. So she made these. Real pretty, huh? And they're literally lucky charms, right? The charms are lucky. And I don't think they're called specifically St. Patrick's Day on the Etsy site. I think I put lucky scissor fobs, because these luck symbols are lucky all year round, right? Not just St. Patrick's Day. So I wanted, and she remade this cicada. I can never remember which side of this is the beginning. I mean, the front doesn't matter. It looks cool from any direction, right? So I wanted to remake some charms that we were sold out of. They had puppy things, and I couldn't find the charm that I wanted to use to make them the same way for the bottom. And so I made these instead. Little dogs. This has a paw. And this one has a bone. And so since I couldn't find that, I also made these. Now, to me, these look like Hobbit doors, right? But they can't be called Hobbit doors. So the person that designed these doors called them fairy doors. So that's what I called them, fairy doors or little people doors. And there's this bronzy color. And these are lockets, you know, and silver color. And then the pointy one, which looks more like a gnome door, I guess. Yeah. So we made those, and then I said, I want to go find those charms. So my sister and I said, I don't remember where I bought them. Maybe Joann's. So we went to Joann's. Now, this is all a very long tale. I still have market stuff. Okay. So we went to Joann's, and I didn't find them. But I did find scissors. And I did find cameras. I don't know why I want cameras, but I did. And handcuffs. Now these, I don't know what I plan to do with them, but I thought they would be cute to make something for my son with them. Yeah. So they weren't there. We went to Michael's. This is all in the same day. We went to Michael's and I found a couple of carrots. I didn't bring those over here. And yeah, I couldn't find the charms there. I didn't think they were at Michael's, but might as well look. And then went to Hobby Lobby, and of course that's where they were. So these are, I didn't realize these were the same, but I think on the other one I had used these. So after visiting 3 stores. And then the next day, Friday, I knew my market order was back. Was that the next day? I think so. So I called the attic and said, "Did you get my market order?" And they said, "Yes." Coming right down. Oh. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Well, I'll tell you now, before I tell you my market story. So I remembered, because I did Honeybee, that I had this. So I'm going to put it there. But I didn't have stuff to put on it. So when I was at Hobby Lobby, I found this. I found this at Michael's. It's a little big to go with this, but it can go nearby, right? And then I also found these little daisies. And you know what'll look, there's a big truck outside. You know what'll look great with daisies? One of my patterns that I got at for pre-order. And then I found these. They have little bees on them and other little flowers and butterflies and stuff. I won't use too many of these on that, but 1 or 2. And I also found this bee ribbon that I hope to put that together with somehow on the, man, that truck is loud. Everything is loud. Sorry if you can hear the machine guns, but I told them to go ahead and watch their show. Yeah. Okay, so market. So what I had ordered from the attic was Daisy May, which I think those little daisies will look great with. Isn't she adorable? Absolutely love her. And she'll go real well with my bee stuff. And Jingle Bell Cafe. Isn't that cute? The little Santa cookies and little gingerbread cookies and mugs. Yeah, I love it. And, the attic didn't have any stitching with Housewives prior to this market. And I thought that it was possible that they would just get mine, and that's about it. But they didn't. They picked up Home is Where the Wreath Is. They picked up Wreath Swap 1. They picked up Silent Night, Daisy May, and Jingle Bell Cafe. And they also got gingerbread cookies. So I went ahead and bought gingerbread cookies too. My sister went crazy. If I had been able to, I would have been going nuts too. I mean, she got so many patterns that had come out with this market, and some that maybe were just a little bit older, I'm not sure. But she went bananas. The only other thing that I got from there was some threads that I needed to work on Daisy May. But I was over the moon happy. I was very happy that they picked up some stitching with the Housewives stuff, because I would like to sometimes just go and get it rather than having to wait for it to come in. I have no problem ordering online. I love to order from Fat Quarter Shop, from 123 Stitch, other places. But it's really nice when you can just go in and look at different patterns and go, oh yeah, I remember I want that one, I want that one. And there's something about having it in your hand. Makes you want to get it. When you're shopping online, sometimes you're like, maybe not. I'll pick this one. Maybe I'll pick that one. And it's hard to really see, but there at the attic, you can pick up the threads very easily. You can pick up, the fabric very easily, and you can actually see the fabric if you want to. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't buy tons of fabric at the attic. I do a lot of buying, or, I have a lot of white, and then I like to dye it. But I have bought fabric at the attic. And if they told me that it was on sale when I went last week, I'd probably bought some. But I spent too much money in the past. And then, of course, going to 3 different stores and, yeah, got a little out of hand. The only other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was this. When we were cleaning the garage in January, I came across a whole bunch of art supplies. But a bag of, it had a whole bunch of yarn, and it had this project in it. It is not finished. It did not have a pattern. So I don't know if I was just making it up, but it's got, this green and then a solid purple and then this variegated and then this variegated, and then purple and variegated, these little green lines, and almost done with this row of purple because it's in the middle, right here. I don't know why I stopped. And I think I was fringing it as I went. I think with every row, I would just stop and fringe it and then pick up the next row. It's crochet, but and it's all done with the same tension. It actually looks pretty good. It's acrylic yarns, and I don't know why I stopped. There's more yarn in the bag. I don't know. Maybe I ran out of purple. I don't know. But do you know how hard it would be to go and get the right colors now? I'd have to take it with me and go, and you would be able to see. But if that's the last row of purple, it wouldn't be tons of purple. So I hope there's some purple left in there. I'm pretty sure there's variegated, and I know there's a little bit of green. I don't know if there's enough green, so maybe that's why I stopped. I don't know, and I don't even know when I was working on this, so might have been in the last 6 years, might have been in the last 10. I have no idea. Yeah, all this work, and I just stuck it in a bag. My sister and I was like, isn't that the way it happens? You work so hard on something, and then you stick it somewhere and don't finish it, and when you come back to it, you're like, what was I doing? And she said, you never think, I'm going to put this here and never look at it again. You think, I'm going to put this away for now. And then you just take forever to pick it back up again. Now, that's one of the things I like about WhipGo, is that you can put stuff on there that you might have done that to give you a kick in the pants to get up and get out and get it done. Speaking of which, I really got to get on my quilting WhipGo projects, don't I? I don't want that to happen to them. I may put away that tamarack jacket pattern for a while and work on those other quilted things. I'm not sure. It just made me so mad last week. It just made me so much work, and I am finding straight pins everywhere. My dog has been throwing up for a week, and I'm like, did she swallow a straight pin? She's been coughing, and I'm like, I'm so scared that she swallowed one. I found another one here on the floor. Because since they kept falling off, I just went to pinning them on to try to keep them in place so I could sew them. And what I have thought about doing is arranging them and putting just a little sprinkle of quilting glue to get it to stay there, so that I could, because that I know works. But for the back, I'm going to have to use a couple more panels in order to make it tall enough for the back. Because I do, if I'm going to have it on there, I want it to be the whole back, like the picture shows, right? But I don't want to go through that again, and I certainly, did I harm my dog doing this? I don't know. So, it's in timeout. I do want to finish it. I do want to work on it. But honestly, part of me feels like I should just use those for something else and piece that the traditional way, and I would have been done by now. Because the time cutting the squares out, not a big deal. But I spent so much time doing that, and it kept going wrong. And now, it's not big enough. And, because when you piece traditionally, you piece it until it's big enough, right? You don't have to worry about how big the panel is and ironing the panels together and all that other stuff. I fervently wish that I had not purchased this product, that I had just said, no, I'm just going to make it the traditional way. Yeah. But I wanted to, try something new, do something new. So, it could be that this product is great for smaller projects. It could be that this product is great for other type of quilt blocks and quilt projects. I don't think it makes it easier. I don't think it makes it faster. I don't think that it helps. And traditional quilting, they made it easier with the quilt as you go. And I've done those. You saw my quilt, right? Traditional piecing, taking little pieces and putting them together and all of this stuff. People are always looking for an easier way to do it where it comes out correctly and you don't have to really worry that, I'm going to lose my points or what have you. And I do think that some of the pre-cuts have helped ish, because we all know that the 10-inch squares are not exactly 10 inches. I had to, when I was doing my sister's cat, when I was cutting them down, I had to make sure I trimmed everything. We know that, some of the ways that Jenny shows us to do it, the easy 8 and the easy 16 and all that for making half square triangles, this does help. Okay. But you still have to line things up. You still have to get them, going together. This Quilt Smart was supposed to get it where you didn't have to really worry about that. And if it's not doing it, then the product isn't worth the money, right? Anyway, I'm off my soapbox. Now, I didn't mean to leave this to the very end, but I did purchase another pattern from a Ukrainian designer who now her shop is Is it this one? No. Cross stitching for fun. She's a Ukrainian designer, and they suspended her Etsy account because her partner is in Russia, so it's listed as a Russian shop. But this is her income, and so she has no income because Etsy suspended her shop. Yeah, and she's a great designer, and I hope that they can get this ironed out where she can get income, because she's still in Ukraine. She hasn't left Ukraine. She's still there. But even if she had left, she still wouldn't be able to get her Etsy money. So I'm really feeling for her. No, the pattern, I bought another pattern. I bought from Cute Designs by Maria, and I bought a little bird pattern, and I am going to put a picture of it here, right here. That's a little signal to myself. Put something right here. So that you can see this absolutely adorable pattern. I don't know how many more I want to go ahead and try to get. I might get some more. But I don't, it can't possibly help that much. But, we can, what can we do? The one of the people wrote there in response to that shop being suspended. She said, I contacted them and they said, well, they wouldn't be able to ship anything to you from Russia because of the blockades and all that. And she's like, we're downloading PDFs, and that would come under my problem because people are renting Airbnbs and stuff like that in Ukraine to get people money in the hands of the actual people. So hopefully that'll get worked out. I didn't mean to leave all of this until the end, but I hope some of you have waited to the end and listened. I think it's very little that we can do, but we can try, right? Yeah. Well, thank you for listening, and I will see you again next week, and happy cross stitching.